Most people think Mary Cooper is just a flawed television mom doing her best. That assessment is completely wrong. Behind her pious smile and church potlucks lies a pattern of behavior bordering on emotional sabotage. She didn't just favor Sheldon. She systematically dismantled her household, crushed her daughter's self-worth, and weaponized religion to justify total control. While fans view her as a protective matriarch, online communities on Reddit and X have allegedly laid out receipts proving something far more sinister. From hiding Ivy League recruitment letters to running secret baptisms and gaslighting her grieving children, Mary turned parental love into a tool of absolute dominance. Her actions allegedly destroyed her marriage and left lasting scars on Georgie and Missy that lingered for decades. Today, we are putting bias aside, laying out the raw evidence, and exposing the disturbing reality of Mary Cooper that viewers completely missed. Welcome back to the channel. To understand why Mary became this unhinged, you have to trace her trauma back to the absolute beginning. Young Mary was no saint. She smoked, drank, partied, and got pregnant with Georgie out of wedlock in 1974. Everything rewired in 1980 during a terrifying delivery room crisis. Newborn Missy was suffocating, and Mary genuinely believed her baby was going to die. Powerless and desperate, she made a high-stakes deal with God: save her daughter, and she would surrender her entire life to faith. Missy survived, and Mary rebuilt her identity around extreme religious devotion. That hospital room trauma became the engine for her smothering control. But trauma explains the behavior. It does not excuse the destruction. Mary converted her fear into total family control, and Sheldon became her ultimate obsession. She restructured the entire household around Sheldon's schedule, food phobias, and emotional meltdowns. When Sheldon panicked, the house froze. When he wanted a computer, financial fights broke out. Meanwhile, Missy and Georgie were completely written off. During a Season 2 twin study, Missy openly confessed to feeling invisible. Mary's fix? Letting her pick a restaurant once. Fast forward to Season 6, and the exact same neglect happened again. Sheldon panicked over a failed database project, Mary dropped everything to pamper him, and Missy stood by unnoticed. That emotional abandonment triggered Missy to steal her dad's truck and run away. Viewers on X rightly pointed out this wasn't rebellion. It was a cry for help from a forgotten child. The receipts on adult life prove this favoritism was permanent. In the Sibling realignment, adult Georgie revealed that after George died, Sheldon left for Caltech while Georgie carried the family. He ran a business, took care of an emotionally wrecked Mary, and raised a grieving Missy. Yet Mary was still proudest of Sheldon. Sheldon grew up entitled, while Missy and Georgie carried decades of deep resentment. Favorites aside, Mary's urge to control quickly crossed into invasive paranoia. She eavesdropped on Georgie's private phone calls. In Season 5, she turned Sheldon into an informant at a church youth event, using her own son for surveillance. By Season 7, her smothering supervision in Germany forced Sheldon to lie constantly just to breathe. She literally trained her kids to be secret keepers. Then came her ultimate betrayal. In Season 3, Mary intercepted recruitment letters sent to Sheldon from Caltech and top Ivy League schools. She hid these life-changing offers from Sheldon and her husband George, unilaterally deciding Sheldon wasn't ready. Was Mary actually protecting Sheldon here? Or was she just terrified of losing her main source of maternal clout? Reddit threads are still fuming over this, calling it pure psychological sabotage. She erased her son's future options just to keep him anchored to her side. But emotional manipulation was only half the nightmare. Wait until you see how she weaponized the church to legally gaslight her own husband and ruin her marriage. Disagreeing with Mary meant sinning against the Lord. She ran terrifying hell houses at church and forced atheist Sheldon into vacation Bible school. By Season 7, her religious entitlement hit a toxic peak. She secretly baptized her baby granddaughter Cece behind her parents' backs and lied about just washing her hair. When Mandy's Catholic mother did the exact same thing later, Mary was outraged by the violation, completely blind to her own hypocritical behavior. This toxic certainty slowly annihilated her marriage. George surrendered career promotions in Tulsa just to avoid fights. When he caught Mary hiding the Caltech letters, trust dissolved entirely. Both drifted into emotional affairs, George with Brenda Sparks, Mary with Pastor Rob. By Season 7, George secretly got a vasectomy behind Mary's back because secrecy was their only language left. When George suddenly dropped dead of a heart attack in episode 12, he took every unresolved argument to the grave, leaving Mary breaking down in rage at his funeral. Just 27 days after George died, Mary reverted right back to her hospital room coping mechanism. Instead of comforting her traumatized teenagers, she tried forcing them into getting baptized. Missy refused to play along with the religious performance. Mima literally pulled Mary aside, telling her the twins needed a present mother, not more rituals. Mary ignored her. Sheldon eventually agreed to be baptized, not because he found faith, but out of total codependency to stop his mother's breakdown. When a child has to sacrifice his identity to fix a parent's grief, who is the real adult here? Sheldon took an ear infection from that church water just to keep his mother sane. Driven by trauma and self-righteousness, Mary ignored every single warning, leaving emotional scars on everyone she claimed to protect. When you lay out the receipts, Mary Cooper's story isn't about a saintly mother doing her best, but a deeply traumatized woman who weaponized faith and control to protect herself at the expense of everyone she loved. She ignored every warning from her husband, her mother, and her own forgotten children, choosing self-righteous certainty over actual healing. The damage was real, lasting, and completely avoidable. Looking at the trail of emotional wreckage left behind in that house, do you view Mary as a sympathetic victim of her own unhealed trauma, or as a manipulative parent who simply hid her toxicity behind a Bible? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you think Mary owes her kids a 20-year therapy check, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel before we expose the next toxic TV parent. Today we expose the disturbing truth about Mary Cooper that fans completely missed.